Hey everyone, Shabby Gamer here, and welcome back to the WWE 2K15 Universe Mode, and this, which is our next episode of Ring of Honor Television. Let's have a quick look at the card I've got set for you this evening. I'm going to start things off with Bad Influence. Kazerian and Daniels taking on the Briscoe brothers, Mark and Jay Briscoe. We'll see Davey Richards take on Tommasso Ciampa. Alberto Del Rio will take on Adam Cole. Samoa Joe, the current Ring of Honor champion, will take on Kyle O'Reilly. And our main event this evening will be Bryan taking on Sami Zayn. So without further ado, let's get straight into our first match. And as I said, our first match will be Bad Influence, or The Addiction. Christopher Daniels and Kazerian taking on the Briscoe brothers, Mark and Jay Briscoe. And here we go, we're underway. We're going to start off with Daniels and Mark Briscoe in the ring. And of course, both these teams, have been Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions in the past 6 weeks or so. Of course, Briscoe brothers went into the DDT4 festival. I almost said the DDT4 testicle there. That would have been a bit more embarrassing, wouldn't it? They both went in. The Briscoe brothers went into the DDT4 festival as the Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions. Lost the belts on night number 1 against the Addiction, Kazerian and Daniels, who later went on to lose them on the final night. And both these teams, I'm sure, will be itching to get an opportunity at the current champions, the Unbreakable Effing Machines, Brian Cage and Michael Elgin, yet to defend their belts, but I'm sure we'll see them defend them in the very near future. Of course, we are going to have our finale episode in Ring of Honor in, I think it's 5 weeks' time. We've got 5 more weekly shows, and then we've got our big pay-per-view. 6 more episodes of Ring of Honor left before 2K16 comes out. As I say, only 3 weeks, but I'm hoping towards the last few weeks we'll get a lot uploaded as the episodes start to drop away. Of course, as I've said, we only have a couple of episodes of Retro left, so once that's gone, that's going to free us up an extra night a week for me to record other episodes. Great Exploder Suplex by Daniels into the corner. So you can expect to start to see these episodes a bit quicker than what they currently are. Of course, I've got to try and get 8 weeks worth of footage into 3 weeks for the game. It's actually going to be 2 weeks, isn't it? By the time... oh no, it will be 3 weeks, will it? Because it's the 9th tomorrow. No, it's not. It's the 9th on Friday. And the game comes out on Friday the 30th, is it? Is that right? So that would be the 9th. Then next Friday is the 16th, which is my birthday. Friday after that is the 23rd. Yeah, so we've got 3 weeks from this Friday until 2K16 comes out. So I'm sure we can get our 8 weeks worth of footage up in that 3 weeks' time. Going to try and do a lot of recording. This weekend coming up will be the first weekend in a long time that I'm actually going to be stationed at home. Going to get a bit of peace and quiet and be able to just launch out some videos for you guys. So hopefully I'll do that. And I may even, if I can stretch it out, I may even be able to try and maybe get an entire week's worth of episodes done this weekend alone, and maybe upload a full week. Big boot to the face there by Kazerian. Now picks Jay Briscoe up by the gut. And Jay Briscoe is someone that I'll probably use a lot more next year. As I mentioned in this universe mode, 2K16, we're going to try and make Ring of Honor a little bit more realistic. Maybe not having the likes of CM Punk and Daniel Bryan. Of course, Samoa Joe's going to be in NXT as well. So Sami Zayn will be in NXT. So we're going to be taking away some of the top name stars. But it gives an opportunity for some of the actual top-name stars like Jay Briscoe and AJ Styles, Michael Elgin, all to have the opportunity at the top of the cards themselves rather than being held back by these bigger alumni stars. Elbow to the face and a great neck breaker there by Christopher Daniels. Brings Mark Briscoe back up to his feet and has him up on his shoulders. And there's that sort of reverse Death Valley driver. Kazerian has absolutely no AI whatsoever there at all. Boot to the stomach there by Jay Briscoe, allowing Mark Briscoe to try and get an advantage, but Daniels reversed it into that Russian leg sweep. Now Daniels across and brings in his partner Kazerian. And Mark Briscoe catches Kazerian, the belly-to-belly suplex. And comes across, and he's going to bring in his partner, Jay. No, he's not. Yes, he is now. With a dodgy hot tag. And Jay misses the first man as normal. The hot tag never seems to work. Great neck breaker there by Kazerian. Going in for the pin. 1. Only a 1 count. Jay Briscoe kicks out. The majority of the damage done by the addiction has been done to Mark Briscoe. But Kazerian there with that Sister Abigail. And Daniels takes Mark Briscoe off the apron. And the addiction are victorious here over the Briscoe brothers. And I'm sure they will be getting themselves a shot at the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships in the very, very near future. Of course, that is against the incredibly informed Brian Cage and Michael Elgin as well. And here's that Sister Abigail by Kazerian. You see Daniel straight in the ring, taking Mark Briscoe off the apron, allowing the 3 count to happen. Great win here for the addiction. The veteran tag team showing they've still got it. And they'll be hoping that within the next 5 weeks, before this Universe mode winds to a close in Ring of Honor, they'll be hoping that they can walk away with those Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships. Of course, the team that finishes the Universe mode with the championships will forever be known as the Ring of Honor WK215. I've lost it. 2K15 Universe mode Tag Team Champions. Next. So our second match here this evening will be Davey Richards taking on Tommaso Ciampa. And here we go. Ciampa and Richards. And of course this weekend I am going to also upload the Ring of Honor Television Championship #1 Contenders Tournament. Tricky little phrase that is to say. Of course the winner of that will go on to get a shot at Adam Cole's Ring of Honor Television Championship. I think last week I was struggling to remember who the television champion was. I'm sure it's Adam Cole. And yeah, it's going to be a great tournament. That is, we've got some fantastic wrestlers in Ring of Honor that could go for that championship. Obviously Austin Aries, Roderick Strong, Mike Bennett, Davey Richards, Tommaso Ciampa. So there's a Jay Lethal as well. There's going to be an incredible tournament this is. I hope you do check it out. It will be the next episode in this playlist as well. So of course, once this episode's finished, stick around and you'll be able to see that Television Championship #1 Contenders Tournament. Also this weekend we're going to be uploading the Global Force Wrestling Junior Heavyweight Championship Tournament. There's a lot of words. I'm just trying to get them all in the right order. We're going to crown our first ever Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions in Global Force Wrestling. So that'll be this weekend as well. Again, you can check that out by dropping down to the description below and you will find a link to all the other brands we're currently running in this Universe mode. And if you're watching this video in a few days' time, then yeah, check it out straight away. You should be able to see who the first ever Junior Tag Team Champions are going to be. Going to see some teams from Ring of Honor over there as well. The teams are going to see the likes of Red Dragon will be over there. Trying to think of who else will be over there actually. I can't think off the top of my head. You have to check it out to find out, of course. We also know that obviously the likes of the Young Bucks and South African Pride. Going to have the Lucha Dragon. So there's a lot of teams over there as well that are going to be involved. And also going to see the likes of Drake Younger and Sami Callihan from CZW in that competition as well. So yeah, just be sure to check that one out. It's going to be a very intriguing competition to see who comes out with that championship. Great uppercut there by Davey Richards from the middle rope on Tommaso Ciampa. And Ciampa's not really had a lot of opportunities. He's had a lot of matches in this Universe mode, but he's never really got a shot at a championship or anything like that. So that's something that it's a shame really, because I do like Ciampa, and by the looks of it, there's a very good chance he could be working into WWE pretty soon as well. As you see, he's had a few matches with NXT, teaming up with Johnny Gargano as well. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see what how that develops there. But next year in the Universe mode, we'll have him in Ring of Honor until we know elsewise or otherwise. Of course, what we can do with our NXT next year is we can use the odd indie guy, just like NXT does. They bring in these indie guys. They brought in Ciampa and Gargano for a little bit, and then they dropped them out. And we could also do guys like Rhino and Kendrick and people like that can come in and out as they please. As Tommaso Ciampa brings Davey Richards up and a big powerbomb. Again, Ciampa bringing Richards back up to his feet, and Ciampa gets Richards up on his shoulders. And there's the air raid slam. And that could be all here. Ciampa could pick up a very, very quick victory over the former television champion, Davey Richards. No, Richards kicks out. But Ciampa now takes Richards up. And there's the big powerbomb onto the knees, the Project Ciampa. And surely Ciampa's got the victory this time. 2 and 3. And Tommasso Ciampa takes some very, very important momentum forward into our big television championship #1 contenders tournament on Saturday. I do get excited every time I can pronounce that correctly. I do, I must admit. There's the air raid slam by Tommasso Ciampa at the beginning of the end. Went for the pin, only for a 2 count though. As you see here. 1 and 2. Then as soon as Richards made his way back to his feet, he got caught in this Project Ciampa. The powerbomb onto the knees. And that was enough to secure Tommasso Ciampa's victory here this evening. So as I said, Ciampa's going to take some very, very important momentum into this tournament. That could really help him out. He knows now that he can defeat a former television champion in the shape of Davey Richards. There's going to be 7 other fantastic wrestlers there at that tournament that Ciampa's going to have to get through. But with a big win here this evening, he's going to believe in himself now. He's going to believe in his ability that he can go all the way and win the right to take on Adam Cole in a few weeks' time for that television championship. And our next match here this evening will be Alberto Del Rio taking on Adam Cole. And here we go. Adam Cole and Alberto Del Rio. Of course, Del Rio, fresh off that G1 Climax Festival for Global Force Wrestling. Didn't do fantastically well, but didn't embarrass himself on the other hand. So, it's a bit so-so for Del Rio, really. Let's have a quick look. I've got my paperwork here. Del Rio picked up 2 victories over the 3 days out of 3 wins. He picked up 2 victories out of 3 matches. He defeated Nakamura and he defeated Daniel Bryan, but lost on the final day to Ricochet. Ricochet, of course, who was eventually knocked out by the eventual winner, Brian Cage. So, yeah, it was not a bad week for Del Rio at all. Adam Cole, of course, the current television champion. A win here for Del Rio. I don't know if that would really push him to be part of our tournament. I've actually printed off some extra little sheets that I've made for tournaments as well, which is quite nice. Helps me out. Because I think one of the things that I've struggled with in this universe mode, and you guys might have noticed it already, is consistency. Because I'm recording 6 different brands at the same time, I often forget the sort of things that I've said I'm going to do. So I might say one week we're going to have a tag team championship match next week, and then the week after just completely forget about it. And that's something I'm trying to fix for next year. I've made a lot of sort of templates for myself, some little sheets where I can write down exactly the show that's happened. I can write down next week's show, so I can start booking the matches in advance, which is a great way of doing it. I've always done that for pay-per-views anyway. I've had a sheet where I can just keep adding the matches to the pay-per-views as we go along. Del Rio went for a powerbomb, it looked like there, but Adam Cole reverses it into a DDT. And yeah, it's gonna be an action-packed tournament. There's gonna be a lot of fantastic guys in there, and I've not got 100% in my mind yet who's gonna be in the competition. It's gonna very much depend. The thing is, there's so many great guys that could be in it. It's difficult to really narrow down exactly who should be in it. I think it's gonna be luck of the draw for a lot of these guys. Adam Cole, that belly-to-belly slam on Alberto Del Rio. And Del Rio is someone that I've not used enough in Ring of Honor as well this year. Next year we'll use him a bit more. Of course, he'll be working joint Global Force and Ring of Honor. I don't think he's worked a lot of Ring of Honor recently. I think he had a few shows when he very first left WWE, but since then I don't think he's done much at all for Ring of Honor. He's been working mainly for AAA and, of course, for Lucha Underground. I wonder if that's why he doesn't work for Ring of Honor, because of his Lucha Underground commitments. There's Adam Cole with the pin there. Of course, both Lucha Underground and Ring of Honor are both televised in America now, so whether there's a bit of an argument there between who he should be with or whether he shouldn't be on TV for both companies or that sort of thing, it's a very difficult situation. Saying it's a very difficult situation, a couple of weeks ago, Tommasso Ciampa was on Impact and he was on NXT on the same night. How amazing is that? I don't think anybody in wrestling has ever done that before. Been on 2 rival wrestling companies in the same night. So that's a great one for Ciampa. Obviously, both shows were pre-recorded. So best thing is Ciampa was on NXT and on Impact, and probably at home watching the both of them. Clotheslines here, and Del Rio building up a head of steam into the tilt-a-whirl backbreaker. But of course, Del Rio's finisher being the cross arm breaker, it's a bit more difficult for him to finish off matches. There's a big enziguri. And Adam Cole fights Alberto away. And here's the cross arm breaker, as I mentioned, on Adam Cole. Is it going to be enough? Judging by experience with this game, probably not. It's not. Adam Cole manages to survive, and Del Rio breaks the hold. Quick roll up by Del Rio. 1, 2. Oh, only a 2 count. So close to Del Rio picking up a victory over the current television champion. And now Alberto getting locked in with that standing Kimura lock, but a big punch to the stomach of Adam Cole. An easy one for him to get out of, really. Cole with a jawbreaker on Del Rio, but Del Rio rolls back up onto his feet, twisting the arm of Adam Cole. And an arm breaker as well. And there's the big clothesline by Del Rio. Del Rio rolls Adam Cole over. And looking for a different submission hold here. Got the arm hooked beneath the leg of Del Rio. Now wrenching back at the neck. Oh, but Adam Cole fights his way out beautifully. Breaking the hold of Del Rio. Then bringing him across the top in a snapmare. Slamming the arm of Del Rio into the mat. And Adam Cole signaling for here now. He's got him in. And there's the Tequila Sunrise. Or the Panama Sunrise. Okay. Is it Panama Sunrise? You might have to remind me that in the in the comment section below. I think it's Tequila. Is it the Panama Sunrise or Tequila? It's one of the two. The flip pile driver. But Del Rio managed to kick out of it. Sorry, I've got a completely different subject in. Completely missed the fact that Del Rio kicked out of the 2 count from the submission, from the big finisher there. Del Rio with a pin now of his own on Adam Cole. Adam Cole kicks out. A hell of a match here between these two. Del Rio now that belly-to-belly slam on Adam Cole, going in for the pin. 1, 2. Again, only a 2 count, and every single pin that Del Rio puts Cole in, it just seems to keep him down for a split second longer. Saito suplex here by Del Rio on Cole, going for the pin again. 1, 2. Again, only a 2 count. Both guys back up to their feet. And now Del Rio locking in an armbar again. Didn't quite have enough on it though. Had to break the hold. Now Del Rio again locking in that submission on Adam Cole. Has the arm hooked and wrenching back at the neck. We saw Cole fight out of this one before. This time Del Rio breaks the hold. And Cole with a quick pin. Only a 2 count again. Del Rio now launching Cole off that rope. Cole goes back with a thump to the middle of the back. Del Rio avoids it and now catches Adam Cole with that German suplex. And now Del Rio signaling for it here. Are we going to see another cross arm breaker? Adam Cole's very close to the ropes though. Very close to the ropes, and Adam Cole grabs the rope straight away. And again, as I mentioned in before, I want to see guys in 2K16 bring people away from the ropes before they hit the finisher maneuver. It'll make the game flow so much better. Adam Cole with the pin. 1. Only a 1 count. Cole goes springing off the ropes, gets caught with a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker by Del Rio. Del Rio now bringing Cole into the middle of the ring, going for the pin. 1, 2, and that's it. 3. Del Rio picks up a victory over the current Ring of Honor television champion, Adam Cole. Very, very interesting here. And for me, I'm going to have to put Del Rio straight into this competition now. With the first name on my sheet, Alberto Del Rio. And I've already said Davey, Richards and Tommaso Ciampa will definitely be in there as well. So let's put them on there. Sorry, I should probably be doing this. I should probably still be commentating over the top rather than writing down names. A win here for Del Rio. Now definitely part of that television championship tournament. Where we will name a new #1 contender this Saturday. Be sure to check that out. As I said, it will be the very next video in this playlist. So if you're watching this a few days in the future, then I'll just stay where you are, really. Watch the last 2 matches here this evening and then get yourself a fresh beer and sit back and relax. And our next match here this evening will be Samoa Joe taking on Kyle O'Reilly. And it looks like Bobby Fish may be joining O'Reilly at ringside. And here we go, and I was wrong. Bobby Fish's image was at the in the little screen there in between the matches, but he's not made his way out to ringside as of yet. And Kyle O'Reilly gets a fantastic opportunity here to face off against the current Ring of Honor champion. Samoa Joe one-on-one in the ring. A win here for O'Reilly could really fire him straight up them rankings for the Ring of Honor Championship. I'm a little bit annoyed actually with this game because the rankings don't seem to work. They don't seem to work when you'd think they would. Should O'Reilly pick up a victory here against Samoa Joe, then I think O'Reilly should get fired right up the rankings into at least the top 5. However, he probably won't. He probably won't move. He might go up 1 position maybe, but he won't move a lot at all. In WWE a few months back now, we did a feud between Cena and The Undertaker. And one night we did Cena and the Usos versus The Undertaker and the Ascension. As the main event was a 6-man elimination tag match. I think Connor and Victor were the last 2 men standing in that match. And for some reason they both went from about 40th in the rankings up to 1st and 2nd. So yeah, it was a very interesting one that. Which is fine. I think that they got a pinfall over the champion. It makes sense. But what I would love to be able to do, and I think you used to be able to do this in 2K, I would love to be able to manually adjust the rankings. So say you add someone new to the roster, they instantly come in at the bottom of the roster, at the bottom of the rankings. I've seen this happen myself. So say I was to bring, say, Brock Lesnar, for example, into the Ring of Honor roster, he will be right at the bottom of the rankings. But say I want him to be in the title picture first month, I would love to be able to change the rankings manually and move Brock Lesnar up to, say, 4th or 5th. And I think that would be the best way, because then if there are certain people that are much higher in the rankings than what you think they should be, you can drop them down. Like I say, I had the issue with Connor and Victor being the #1 and #2 contenders for the WWE Championship. So that's something to definitely try and have a look at changing. So yeah, if 2K are listening, and I severely doubt they are, yeah, I would love to be able to manually change the rankings. And be able to set up our own #1 contendership matches. That's something that a lot of people have said, actually. We know the game automatically generates its own #1 contender matches every now and again, but I would love to be able to set my own. And even maybe say when the match is going to be for. So I could say #1 contendership for the WWE Championship, the match at the next pay-per-view sort of thing, or along them sort of lines. But yeah, it's great to see. It would be great to be able to use them. We do our #1 contendership matches ourselves every now and again, but it'd be great to be able to run them through the actual game itself, and it helps us keep track of it all, really. And Kyle O'Reilly's did a fantastic job here against the Ring of Honor champion, Samoa Joe. O'Reilly now with that last chancery submission. It's not the last chancery, is it? It's not the last chancery. The last chancery is the opposite to that. Samoa Joe gets her in the back of Kyle O'Reilly. O'Reilly's back in with that headlock. And a great slam there by O'Reilly. And of course, both of these guys do use submission moves as their finishing moves. Of course, Samoa Joe does have the muscle buster to fall back onto should he need it. It's going to make it a bit interesting. It could probably make this match a bit longer than normal because, as we know, submissions in this game don't normally work first time. So, big boot to the back there by Samoa Joe. Unless one of these two can pull something out of the bag. As I say, if Samoa Joe can pull out a muscle buster, then I think that would finish Kyle O'Reilly off. O'Reilly now brings Joe into the against the ropes, and Joe just launching O'Reilly over the top. And I'm quite sure the referee's shouting out there. It almost, I don't know. It's almost like he was talking to a manager on the outside of the ring. But Bobby Fish is not there. What if Bobby Fish is like invisible? Or maybe Bobby Fish is really short and we just can't see him over the far side of the ring. It's an interesting one because Bobby Fish was on the match sheet as we came in. I didn't put him there. That's something the game's done itself. So I just assumed that something would be going on as Kyle O'Reilly now that butterfly suplex into the armbar, but again Samoa Joe's legs rolled underneath the ring. And this match still continues. Great underarm suplex there by Kyle O'Reilly. And now just the headbutts to Samoa Joe. Joe back up to his feet with some authority as well. Running DDT by Joe. Now takes him up on his shoulders with that gut wrench and drops him face first, and that could be all. We've seen a lot of people in this universe mode use that as a finisher maneuver, but it's not enough to finish Kyle O'Reilly off here this evening. Running DDT by Samoa Joe. And now a head scissors by Joe as well. Joe brings O'Reilly back up to his feet and twisting the arm, but O'Reilly fights his way out, and there's a big boot by Kyle O'Reilly. Pulls Joe into the middle of the ring, going to go for the pin. One. Only a 1 count. Joe kicks out. O'Reilly looked like he was going for something there, but Joe, that back elbow. And now Joe locks in the rear naked chokehold, the Kalina Clutch. I can't say it. The Kalina Clutch. Yeah, the rear naked chokehold. And it wasn't enough to finish Kyle O'Reilly off. Well, it wasn't enough to finish off by submission. Will it be enough to finish off by pin? 1, 2. No, Kyle O'Reilly kicks out. Headlock here by Joe. Now the drop toe hold and bringing his weight down on top of Kyle O'Reilly at the same time. 2. Again, only a 2 count. Needs to stomach by Joe again. Quick roll up by Kyle O'Reilly. 1. Only a 1 count. Joe powers out. Throws O'Reilly into the corner. And there's a Death Valley driver by Samoa Joe as well. Slamming the arm of O'Reilly into the mat. Now putting him into the middle of the ring. Gets the pin. 1, 2. Again, only a 2 count. O'Reilly throwing Joe against that ropes. Joe comes back and ducks him. 2 guys lock up again. Joe comes out with a strength advantage. And a backdrop just releasing him mid-air. Just dropping him down. And a big German to finish it off. Samoa Joe pulling O'Reilly into the ring, but O'Reilly's back up to his feet and catches Joe with another one of them big boots, but Joe fights his way back up to his feet again. Now Joe takes O'Reilly up on his shoulders, drops him down face first. And surely this will be enough. 1, 2, and 3, and it is. Samoa Joe, your Ring of Honor heavyweight champion, victorious here over Kyle O'Reilly. Great underarm suplex there by Kyle O'Reilly on Samoa Joe. There was the rear naked chokehold early on the match, the Kalina Clutch. Kalina Clutch, the Kalina, I don't know. And here's the big move to finish it off, taking him up onto his shoulders and dropping him down face first. Not quite sure why Bobby Fish was on the pre-match screen, because we didn't see him at all. But Samoa Joe victorious here, offers a handshake to Kyle O'Reilly, and Kyle O'Reilly graciously accepts. Great show of respect here mutually from both these guys. And Samoa Joe continues to build more momentum. And now it's time for our main event here this evening as Daniel Bryan takes on Sami Zayn. And here we go with our big main event. Both these guys, of course, fresh off that Global Force Wrestling G1 Climax Festival. Let's give you a quick rough idea of how they did. Daniel Bryan didn't do very well. He lost to Alberto Del Rio and he lost to Ricochet. But he did manage to pick up a victory over Shinsuke Nakamura on the final match of that tournament. Sami Zayn, on the other hand, picked up victories against Kota Ibushi and AJ Styles as well, I believe it was. Then he also had to win a triple threat match between Ibushi, Phoenix and himself to make it through to the semi-finals, which again he won, defeating CM Punk, but unfortunately for Zayn, unfortunately lost in the finals against Brian Cage. So we know that Cage is now going to go on to headline that big Global Force Wrestling finale episode in about 8 weeks' time as he faces off against Kazuchika Okada for that Global Championship. Talking of Cage, I'm pretty sure him and Elgin will be defending them Tag Team Championships pretty soon here on Ring of Honor as well. The Addiction look like they're the prime suspects to get themselves a match after picking up their big victory against the Briscoe brothers earlier on this evening. Great springboard elbow there by Zayn. I don't think he caught all of it. But Daniel Bryan straight back up with that neck breaker. Bryan now twisting the arm of Sami Zayn, and you've got to think the motivation, but the momentum, that's the word I'm looking for, would be with Zayn. Picked up a good few victories against some really difficult opponents over the last week or so. We've not seen him a lot. It was he was part of the Universe mode early on. Was in a big feud against Kevin Owens, which ended at the Global Force versus Ring of Honor weekend in that big ladder match. We've not really seen Zayn much at all since. Made his return at the Global Force Wrestling G1 Climax Festival. And now I think we're going to use him all the way up until our big finale here in Ring of Honor as well. Still need to name a #1 contender for that Ring of Honor Championship. Maybe we could do like a Fatal 4-Way or something just to make that match as great as possible. Put in some top-class wrestlers. Of course, both these guys will probably be involved in that. They are the top two guys, or two of the top guys here in Ring of Honor, as well as CM Punk. If we had CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, Sami Zayn, and Samoa Joe in a main event at Ring of Honor's finale episode, I think that would be an incredible match. And there's a gutbuster there by Daniel Bryan. Maybe what we could do, and I'm saying what we could do, but I'm really feeling like we should go for it now, is so what we did a while ago for the Ring of Honor Television Championship. We did a Fatal 4-Way Iron Man match. So basically, we lock it in for 15 or 20 minutes. Every single pinfall or submission is counted, and the winner at the end is the person with the most pinfalls or submissions. And that would be a great idea, mainly because that was how the Ring of Honor Championship was first won by somebody. I think they had a Fatal 4-Way Iron Man match, an hour-long Iron Man match they did it for. I can't remember who was in it, though. I've got a feeling Low Key may have been in it. I might be wrong. But yeah, that was the way they decided the first ever Ring of Honor champion, and I think it'd be a very, very fitting way to decide our last ever Ring of Honor champion in this 2K15 universe mode. So I like that. I like that a lot. I think we're gonna lock that in. So I just have to write that on my piece of paper now, otherwise I will forget I said about it. So ROH main event is a 4-way Iron Man match. Yeah, what we should do, instead of just defining exactly who's going to be it, maybe over the next few weeks we could have some qualifying matches. That's a possibility. Or saying that, I think having Daniel Bryan, CM Punk and Sami Zayn might be the best way forward. Of course, Daniel Bryan, CM Punk, El Generico, Samoa Joe, 4 of Ring of Honor's biggest stars they've ever used in the past. So having them 4 fighting for this championship would be an incredible ending to this universe mode. It really would. It'd be our last ever match as well, wouldn't it? In this be the main event of our finale episode. As you see Sami Zayn here locking in the Koji clutch on Daniel Bryan. It's going to be enough. It's pretty early on in the match. I think Daniel Bryan might need to take a bit more damage before that move is going to be effective. And Daniel Bryan is out of it and back up on his feet and catching Sami Zayn there with that drop toe hold and a stamp on the back of the arm. Bryan brings Zayn back up to his feet. There's a Northern Light suplex. Doesn't hold it for the pin though. Thought he might. And you see the elbows across the pectoral on the shoulder of Sami Zayn, who of course at the moment is actually injured out of a shoulder injury in real life, when he was celebrating against John Cena, threw his arm up too hard and dislocated his shoulder. Standing moonsault by Sami Zayn. It's a clever move that by Daniel Bryan as well, actually working the shoulder and the elbow, the shoulder, sorry, and the upper chest of Sami Zayn, because it means when Daniel Bryan does finally able to lock in the label lock, it's going to do some more damage, as Daniel Bryan actually has a different submission locked in at the moment, has the arm of Sami Zayn twisted underneath his leg, wrenching back at the neck, but it's not enough to finish Zayn off. Zayn with a knee to the stomach, and now Daniel Bryan catches him the hip toss. We know we've got ourselves a great replay of a hip toss. Always do. Sami Zayn launching Daniel Bryan into that corner to follow with a drop kick. Did manage to catch it though. Quick roll up here by Sami Zayn. 1, 2, and 3. And he got the victory. Sami Zayn out of nowhere with a quick roll up picks up the victory over Daniel Bryan. And you see Bryan not very happy there, just stays face down on the mat for a while. I told you hip tosses always get a replay. This was the Koji clutch early on. The damage must have been done in this situation. And as you see here, just catches Daniel Bryan with a quick roll-up out of nowhere. In for the free count. Surprising as well. Now Zayn offering a handshake to Bryan. And Bryan's not impressed. Bryan leaves here unimpressed. Slaps the handshake away from Sami Zayn. As I said earlier, though, this is not the last we've seen of these two in the ring. They're both going to be involved in that big main event and finale episode, which will happen in about 3 or 4 or 5 weeks' time here on this channel. So that's the end of the episode, believe it or not. Hope you've all enjoyed it. We've seen some great matches again. We've seen some very interesting matches, some very interesting finishes, and obviously we saw just now Daniel Bryan rejecting the handshake of Sami Zayn. If you could like this video, absolutely fantastic, helps me a ton, and of course subscribing is 10 times better. I've been Shabby Gamer, thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.